Hello, you guys. Coming back with another video here. Let me get my camera situated. Got it charging. So, this video probably won't be that long, guys. What I want to talk about, I had received an email earlier on, and I'm not sure if I ever even spoke about this before. It seemed like I have, but I want to touch up on it real quick. I want to talk about my day out today with one of my subscribers on YouTube. Let me see. First, I want to start with spending your revenue, right? Spending your money that come in from your cleaning service. Um, let's talk about it. I think this is interesting because I can just like flashback and remember how it was for me in early on stages, like when I started building my money. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? When I start building my revenue and getting clients and the money is coming in and things like that, you're so tempted. So I want to go ahead and address this, guys. First and foremost, when your revenue start coming in, right? And I mean coming in hard in abundance, right? When you start getting a check from here, a check from there, and it start racking up, right? It's going to equal hundreds at first, right? And then ultimately you're going to start making thousands of dollars, right? Month after month. Okay. What should you do? How should you gauge what to do with that revenue? Well, my suggestion is month after month, you want to damn sure take off the IRS cut. Okay. You want to get the IRS cut out the way because that's the last person or the last organization or entity that you will want to owe anything to, right? Because when they come, they're coming, right? So again, and I don't understand the tax laws in every state, and different states work a different way, but you damn sure want to make sure you understand the tax rules and regulations. Also, do not be afraid to call the IRS whenever you have any questions about anything. A lot of times people are afraid to talk to the IRS. I get asked questions about the IRS all the time. I'm generally on the surface with things because, like I say, in different areas, there's different rules and different regulations, but the overall premise remain the same. Okay. So when you're spending the revenue as it come in, it's going to come in, especially when you get to the likes of like 5 grand, 10 grand a month, right? And you're making that residually, you have the mindset that, you know what, I got 10 grand coming in, I got 5 grand coming in. I can afford to do this. I can afford to do that, and I'll just pay it back later. That was the mentality that I had. If you guys, excuse me, if you guys watch my first $5,000 check video, right? I was blowing through that. I was spending that money left and right, right? I was buying cologne and this and that. I was doing, just blowing right through that money on my first $5,000 residual check, right? And it took me a minute to catch up. I started losing employees. I wasn't meeting payroll, and everything had to come out of that $5,000, right? Because that was the only income that I was making. I didn't have a, hey, how's it going, Little Deezy? That was the only income that I was making at the time. So I had to utilize that income well. Well, I wasn't, right? And in the beginning, I told you I wasn't paying my taxes on it, right? I was buying luxury stuff and buying, belts and glasses and different things like that because I felt like I was making this money and I felt like it was mine. But it wasn't. It was the business money. So again, guys, handle the business stuff with the income first. Okay, $5,000, I promise you, is not a lot of money. You will blow through that like this. It's not a lot of money. When you don't have it, it seems like it's a nice sum of money when you don't have it. But when you get it, you will blow through it so quick your head is spin. Okay, so again, let's say you're making 5 to 10 grand, right, per month, which is very, very doable. You're making 5 to 10 grand per month. Okay, you're gonna shave off the IRS. Okay, if you have a certain type of payroll that you want to make sure you're taking care of your payroll taxes. If you have insurance, you want to make sure your insurance, your marketing costs, right? If you got flyers or different marketing campaigns going, you want to make sure you take off for your marketing campaigns, because see, essentially what's going to happen if you take that money and you go put a down payment for a new car, or you're going to put a down payment for a new apartment or condo or whatever the case, yeah, you'll look good, you'll live nice, it'll feel great, but every single month it'll be like paycheck to paycheck, and it's going to come a point where what's going to happen is your lifestyle is up here and the income you're bringing in is down here. It's so simple, it's so easy to do, guys. It's so easy to create this lifestyle that's up here when the income you're bringing is down here. Okay, so you want to manage those dollars. Break it down in pieces, you know, if you have to. You know, I got another video on here where I tell you how to break it down and how to casually spend 5 grand. I think that was the figure that I used, 5 grand, how to casually spend that, okay, without running out of money and still being able to take care of what you have to take care of, right? Because see, like I say, what comes out of that is payroll if you got to pay somebody, business expenses and miscellaneous things, and then you still have to pay your bills, right? So whatever your bills amount to, that's why I tell people if they got a job, keep the job. Keep the job. And then when you start making like 2 or 3 times what you're bringing in on a monthly basis with your job, then that's a good sign that you guys could quit. Okay, so for an example, if you're bringing in 2 grand a month, right? And let's say this is after taxes. That's what you bring in monthly. Okay, and for an example, you bring in 2 grand a month before taxes on your business side. You still can live with that, but you have to kind of penny pinch. You still got business expenses that's coming out of this, and you have your personal expenses coming out of this. But see, if you have a job and you keep the job, which again, I wasn't fortunate enough to do that, but if I was, I would have kept the job and still started my cleaning business and leveraged the income that I was making from the job, use that for bills and whatever else, right? And then the business income, I would use that strictly for business until I build up enough revenue or a substantial amount of revenue where I can do more things. Obviously, the more money you make, the more things you can do with it, right? So that's my mentality. And a lot of you guys have a job. I've spoke to you, a lot of you guys, you want to get out of the job. Don't leave until you can match at least 3 times or 4 times what you're making. Okay, you can really do it with 2, but I think doing it 3 times or 4 times over give you an extra cushion, right? Whereas you don't feel too tight as if you're just doubling what you're making, right? You doubling, that's could be kind of tight for you still. But if you can triple or quadruple that, what you're currently bringing in monthly at your job, you quadruple that with your cleaning business, then you can still survive. You can quit your job and still survive. At least I personally believe so, just depending on how you spend the revenue. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about that, chime in at any time. Like I said, you want to make sure you get the tax man right off the top, right? And then you want to go through your business expenses, your payroll, your insurance, your employee taxes, whatever other taxes you have or insurance that you have. You want to make sure with Walmart. Fabio, when will you develop a course with the paperwork or something like that? Well, I don't like really, I'm not a big fan of courses like no more, because see, here's the thing with the course or a book, right? DZ, the thing is like even today, like when I read a book, a lot of times, you know, I start and stop. I can't read it from cover to cover because I'm so busy doing other things. But the thing is like when you're reading a course or read a book, a lot of times people don't take action on that. Like the paperwork, I do offer my paperwork for those that's really, really interested. I just don't promote it. Like if you're watching the video and you say you email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com, you say, hey, Fabio, look, I need the paperwork, man. What's your prices on it, whatever the case is. I will sell you the paperwork. Same thing for the coaching. The coaching I offer, that's an ongoing thing. But the paperwork, I just don't push it online anymore. I still have it, but I just don't really push it out there. All right, because I really want people that really want the paperwork to have the paperwork, right? Because there's a lot of people that bullshit out here. There's a lot of people out here that's not going to be successful. They bullshit. I get the calls all the time. We get the emails all the time. I want the serious minded people. And when you order from me, the unique thing about that is that I don't like force it upon you. I'm not upselling you anything else. Whatever you want is what we're going to send you. Same thing with the lead generation program, right? I don't push it no more. But if you're real serious about it and you want to do it, then we can do it. You know, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. Okay. I would hate to turn my back on a subscriber and say, hey, we're not going to sell it to you no more just because I don't push it. Because this could be the difference between you picking up a contract tomorrow and you're not getting a contract because you don't have a agreement for them to sign, or you don't have a estimate form, estimate sheet, or you don't know anything about the invoices, or you don't have the correct documentation. So yeah, if a person that's really honest, that's really sincere, and they really want it, yeah, we offer it to them. But I don't think I'll ever do a course. I think I'm more impactful when I'm hands-on, when I'm speaking to an individual, especially off of YouTube. Like when I'm talking to the masses, everybody process it different. But when I'm talking to you on the phone, like on a coaching call, people, they understand it, they taking notes, they asking questions, we get into the specifics of each individual. So I think that's where I specialize at, which is going to take me into my next thing. So I met up with one of my subscribers today, guys, and this was a total unique situation. Okay, now for the majority of the day, we was getting visibility for his cleaning company, right? Door knocking, this and that. We made some phone calls, this and that. I showed him how I did it. You know how you put together a script, the best way to put together a script. Excuse me, guys. We did some door knocking. So we went to this one place out in Troy, right? And one second, guys.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? You all right?
Okay, you have good holiday?
Oh yeah. How about yourself?
Very good.
Awesome. It's one of the workers here, guys. So we went out to Troy, and apparently it was a place that I had went to before. I didn't remember going there, but it's a place that I went to before. They didn't need a contract at that time. They didn't need a cleaner at that time. Okay, so we walk in there. It was on his list of places to go to. So we walk in there, and sure enough, one of the young ladies behind the door, she's my Facebook friend. So she knows me, but I don't know her. Like, I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, right? So I'm maxed out on Facebook. So she knows who I am, but I don't know who she is. Needless to say, he picked up that contract only because of me. At least I feel like it. And I was like, fuck, why can't I just walk in here? Why can't this be my contract? But I would never undercut him. You know, I'm a fair guy. You know, he paid me money to help him out, to work hands-on with him for this particular day. And so I'll never go back and undercut him. That's fair. I'm a, honest business guy. I do great revenue annually. It just doesn't mean that much to me to go back and try to undercut him just because the receptionist is my friend on Facebook. But he did get that contract. He got that contract, and they wanted him to start today. I spoke to him early on. I just told him, do the training, whatever they said to do on the walkthrough, whatever they said to do on the walkthrough, go ahead and do that, right? Just train. You have any questions, you ask them at that point, because he's already in. He used my agreement, which is, I feel like this the best, right? So we put him on the agreement. We did the estimate. We did all of that today, right? My paperwork, he didn't necessarily have his. He didn't have his estimate form, but you guys know I keep mine in my vehicle. So since he purchased all of the paperwork from me before, I just used one of mine to kind of help him out, and we went on and wrote the estimate up. We did the estimate right there, not on the site. We left the site, and I showed him how to write it up. We wrote the estimate up, we turned the numbers in, and he actually got it. He's supposed to start today. They want him to start today. So, and that's a unique situation because that's actually a building that I walked in. I just don't remember, but they remember me. And then the young lady that is the receptionist is actually my friend on Facebook. I don't know if she's going to see this, but yeah, she's my friend on Facebook. So he got that account. Okay, so I won't say for how much, because it's his account, and I don't want to put the figures out there, but he did get that account. But how big was the account? The account was 5,000 square feet. I will say that the account was 5,000 square feet. So he did pick that account up, and I was very proud that he did that. I did the talking because this was more like a training thing. People get nervous, they don't know what to say, they don't know how to be engaging, that type of thing. So I feel like if I kind of train them, you see me do it multiple times, go in, the verbiage, how I speak to them, how I deal with the people. Sometimes people can learn hands-on rather than if you just tell them something, right? If you just show them, they got a better grab on it. If you tell them, they hear you, but it still doesn't resonate somehow, with them. So he did pick that contract up. Everything else is potential. All the other accounts we went to is definitely potential accounts. They either had a cleaner, they wasn't interested, or they want them to call back next month or in a few weeks or so. So it was different things, right, with other companies. But I feel great about it because he did pick up one. So that restored the faith in himself that he can do it. Okay, so we had my contract, the same contract I used, the same contract that he bought from me, right? He paid all of the paperwork is the same paperwork that we use. So he bought all of that from me. So now his faith is restored that he can really do this. He actually was already up, I think, $2,500 before this, right? Before this is him doing it on his own, right? And what he was doing with that is just direct mail. He was sending out mailing pieces, watching my videos, listening to what I say, take notes, and he was sending out mailing pieces, and he built up a $2,500 worth of residual income on a monthly basis. So his goal is to reach 5K a month. That's his goal. And I think he's on a fast track, especially with this 5,000 square foot account that he picked up today. So it was a beautiful thing, man. I couldn't wait to tell this story for his situation. It's just something dynamic and something unique about meeting like my subscriber off YouTube. They invest in their money in me, and me being able to turn. Oh, and then I can't forget that he picked up another account because he's in my lead generation program where we make the calls. And right when I was with him, my people actually contacted him today for another walkthrough that he has coming up next week. Like he has another walkthrough to do next week through the lead generation program. So that was a phenomenal thing. Like he picked up the phone, he took the call, and they was telling him about, you got this, got to do this walkthrough here, you got to go there, and giving them the information. And once he hung up, he said, hey, that was your company, that was you guys calling me to say I have a walkthrough to do next week. He wrote down the details, and I told him, hey, the same way we was doing it today, just go ahead and crush it, dude. Go ahead and crush it. Go ahead and crush it. Just go ahead and crush it the same way we did it today. You walk in there, you see how I approached everything, how I dealt with people, how I looked them in the face, looked them eye to eye, shook their hand, how polite I was, right? I was very assertive. I understood what was going on. I asked questions when necessary, but I listened to them because you're not there for you, you're there for them, right? You're not there for you, you're there for them. Whatever they want you to do is what you're going to be doing. That's what you want to write up. So that turned out to be a very interesting situation. I'm glad he got that account. And then from my lead generation, he was able to get a call that he has to do a walkthrough next week on. I hope he crushed it. I hope he, get to his goals. His goal is 5K a month. He's at, 2,500 now, plus this new situation that I won't speak the money part on. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So that's why I tell you guys, invest in yourself. I did a video earlier about investing in yourself, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a coach, whether it's a book, whether it's a course. Just when you do like books and courses and things, do something with that information, guys. Just don't buy it and just read it and then put it on the shelf. Do something with the information. Because why waste your money and then you're not going to do anything with the information? When you're dealing with a mentor, if it's somebody you believe in, they have value, they bring value to your life, they have valuable information, Why wouldn't you attack that information? Why wouldn't you do anything with that, right? So that's what I encourage you guys to do. Like today, I had 3 people that bought my contract, 2 people that bought my estimate breakdown sheet. Must have been about 6 people that signed up for my coaching today, and that was just from the early live that I did, right? About being able to invest in yourself. You have to be able to invest in yourself. It's either going to cost you time or it's going to cost you money. If you don't have a lot of money, then you got to have the time. You got to make the time to execute. You got to make the time. Early on, I didn't have a whole lot of money to throw at different things, right? So I built my business totally on sweat equity. I was knocking doors when I didn't feel like doing it. I was picking up the phones when I didn't have any idea on what to say, right? When I was kind of shy, when I didn't want to get hung up on, right? Same thing with you guys. You don't want to get hung up on, but you have to do it. It's a must. It's a must. You don't want to go to work tomorrow, but you go, right? You don't want to go to work tomorrow, but you go. So why do for the big man what you can do for yourself? Why do for the big man what you can do for yourself? Apply pressure. Apply pressure. They say pressure busts a pipe. Well, you're going to be busted. If you don't control that pressure, you got to apply pressure. Because there's a cleaning company that's starting up every single day. Trust me, somewhere in the United States of America and even outside of America, there's a cleaning company starting up. Why not you? There's people that don't know, that don't have half of the information that you have, that don't even know about a Fabio Hart. They should never watch my YouTube. Yet they have enough common sense to go out and acquire a couple contracts. Get a couple contracts under their belt. Whether it's big or small, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're adding value to somebody else's life and revenue to theirs. Big or small, it's all going to add up at the end of the month. Whether it's $200 here, $500 there. That $700 mean a lot when you don't have anything. Right? And then you can get $700 for a fraction of the time that it's going to cost you at work. At work, there's people that work 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks, and don't bring $700 home. That's people that work 2 weeks, 80 hours, and don't bring $700 home. Where you can work 20 hours, 25 hours, and bring $700 home a month. It's very possible. It's very doable. So, like I said, guys, this is going to be more of a short-lived live. I did want to come and talk about how to utilize your revenue once you bring it in, once you get to bringing the revenue in. Again, don't go get Jordans and fancy things and doing all of that stuff. If you haven't watched my first $5,000 check video, go ahead and watch that and see how just terrible I fucked up. But I was able to recover. I caught myself. Okay? You don't want to fall in that trap. Make sure you utilize the money for what it's supposed to be utilized for. Okay? And then moving right into the second half of this video, what I was talking about with my subscriber. Okay, everybody don't have a Fabio Hart in their city, so everybody don't have the advantage that this gentleman had by utilizing me. But if you need paperwork, I'll work something out with you, dude. I don't make no money from that. All of the money, the revenue that come in from paperwork or lead generation, anything like that, it just go into a marketing fund for me. Because I priced it so low so you guys can afford it. It's priced so low. I don't make a profit from it. The lead generation, I'm actually in a hole because I charge so low that I have to still pay the staff to call, right? I have to pay the staff to call, and I'm not making a profit off of what I'm charging you guys for the lead generation. But I get a kick out of when I get that email. Hey man, thanks to your lead generation. Hey man, thanks for the coaching, or due to the coaching, I was able to get this, or Hey man, your paperwork stood up for here, stood up for there when I used it for this, that, and I get a kick out of that. I got stacks of emails. I can do a whole video just reading that stuff because the minute it come in, I print it off. Put it into a folder, a little binder, and I print it off. That's how I get my kicks, just to read some of the emails that come through, the touching stories, the phone calls that I get, the text messages that I get. Okay, so again, guys, if you need something, hit me up. We can work something out. We can work something out. Okay, if you just need coaching, my coaching is very affordable. Now it's gonna go up. I told myself that I was gonna raise it up after Valentine's Day. Right now, it's $100 per hour, but I bring a lot of value. It's worth every penny because I don't clock watch. I don't say, well, your hour is up, we gotta go. Some people I've been on the phone with for 2.5 hours and they only pay for an hour. That's because I want to make sure their questions is answered and they get all the information that they need. That way they don't even have to spend no more money to try to get another hour from it. Let's go ahead and get it done. Okay? Next, my subscribers, they know. Because a lot of people, they done the coaching with me. Lead generation, some people hit it, some people don't. Right? You got to keep sending those leads in. We're very aggressive, like this gentleman. He got the phone call today. He has a walkthrough to do next week. Right? Again, invest in yourself. Even if you're not going to use me or invest within what I'm doing, and you find somebody else, if you like them, they deem credible, you feel like you can get something great from them, invest in them. Invest in them. Okay? Look, scared money can't win. Scared money can't win. There's a lot of people that want to hit the lottery, but don't take the $2, $3, however much it takes to go even play the lottery. So they'll never hit. Scared money can't win. There's a lot of people want to hit the jackpot at the casino, but they don't get off their ass and even go to the casino, just attempt to make that. You understand? Let me see here. Cost accounts. Let me see here what he's saying. Hi Fabio, how much are you paying workers? Comp in the state. You know what? I don't even have that information on hand. Without misleading you, I can't tell you exactly. I would have to make some phone calls to see because I really don't know. I operate in Georgia, Michigan, Ohio, so I can't tell you right offhand exactly how much I'm paying in workers comp. You have to start hiring employees by March. I'm currently at $26 an average across my accounts. Will that be enough to pay my employees at $13.50? Yeah. Because see, your workman's comp. Well, I don't know how you have it set up or how it's set up in Cali where you're at, but you should probably be paying that like. What I don't know, because I don't know if you're paying monthly for that. Like me, I pay every 6 months. Just cut the check and it take care of that. But that's going through the insurer that I go through. That's set up through the same, through my insurer. Help me with that, and so I don't. Do at least an average? And no, I don't. I'm sorry. But if you email me, I can find that information out and I'll let you know. bookfabiohart@gmail.com for anybody that want to email me. bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Sorry about that, Leon. If I knew the exact figure, I would tell you. But I don't know the exact figure of what I'm paying in workman's comp. Sorry. I'm really a lot bigger across the board than it seemed. I mean, I'm mostly stationed in Michigan, but I operate in Georgia, operate in Ohio, Michigan. I'm still getting a check from Virginia, right, from when I sold my accounts to the franchise. So, yeah, sorry about that. But just email me, dude, and I promise Monday I'll have an answer for you as to what I'm paying, or at least the average. Because you're in Cali, so your thing is going to be a lot different. Your cost of living in Cali is a lot higher than it is in Michigan. I'll email you. I just wanted to know how much it would cost. Yeah, well, like I said, your cost will be different because of your section of the country, right? You pay more taxes than we pay in Michigan. The cost of living is way much higher in Cali than it is in Michigan, right? So even once I give you my average, that won't kind of help you in Cali. The most I could probably tell you is just do some research by calling different insurers or whoever you went through to get your workman's comp, right? You might want to call different places and kind of compare and contrast. See who would give you the better deal. Because the object of the game is to keep those premiums down. You know, and also you don't want to be jumping from insurer to insurer like too often, right? You want to be able to keep one that you can deal with and that you can work something out with. But workman's comp insurance as a whole across the board across the United States is definitely up. I mean, from health insurance to general liability insurance to auto insurance, insurance is just sky high across the board in this country, in the United States. So, but the most I could tell you to do is kind of compare and contrast, call a few different companies, and the one that give you the best rate for what you're looking for, then go with that one. Okay, but try to find one and stick with it though. Let me see here. If you guys, like I say, if you guys need me, man, book FabioHart@gmail.com. Um, if you have some questions about something, you have an agreement you want me to take a look at, whatever the case is, however I can be assistance to you. If you want to order something that I have, just hit me up, man. Just hit me up. We'll work something out. Like I say, for me, it's not in it for the money because I do way more revenue in commercial cleaning and transportation service. You guys know I got a transportation company. I'm also an auto broker where we broker new and used cars. So, I mean, I do way more in business than any revenue. That's why my video's not even monetized. I don't even make YouTube money or nothing like that. That's why I'm barely on YouTube. I'm so busy doing so many other things. So when you guys have me on here, it's definitely a blessing. And when you guys are able to communicate with me, I would definitely take advantage of that because there's a lot of people on YouTube that won't give you the same energy that I give you. And it's coming from the heart. I really want you guys to win. I don't have any benefit of you not winning. Like, I don't benefit that you don't win. So I want you to win, even if you're in my own section. Just like this gentleman, we walked in a place that I done already walked into. They knew who I was, and he picked up the account. And I kind of bit myself in the ass about it, but I'm like, but I wouldn't go and undercut him because I'm doing okay. I'm doing great, right? My revenues is up. It can always be better, but I'm not complaining. So I wouldn't go undercut the brother. And, I know he want to build his revenue, build his business, okay? It's just not that serious for me, okay? Will it be extending coaching outside of the U.S.? I'm interested to watch almost all of your videos. Yeah, man, just email me, book Fabio Hart. To be honest, man, it's not about the money. So I would say about 2 coaching sessions. My coaching is $100 an hour. We probably really could get it done on 1 coaching session, to be honest, dude. Because again, I'm not trying to jack you for the money. Okay, so we can probably get it done on 1 coaching session. If you want coaching, you can email me ASAP, bookfabiohart@gmail.com, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. You can break it up. You don't have to sit on the phone with me for a whole hour. You can do like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever fit for you. Jasmine, my assistant, will be able to set the time up for you. But then I'm sure 2 hours will get you going. And after that, 2 hours, I don't think you would need any ongoing coaching. I wouldn't even charge you for any further questions that you have. It'd just be a matter of just sending me an email and say, hey, Fabio, got a quick question. Can you call me, or can your people call me? Okay. I wouldn't even charge you for anything past that. If you have any questions, I just don't want you to feel like, oh, I gotta keep paying them for the coaching, because I promise you won't need it, because I'm gonna go through A to Z on the first call, and damn sure the first 2 phone calls. You won't even need no 3rd call, no 4th call, or keep having this coaching, right? And that's just being honest, you know. A country video. My question is, do I need to pay workman's comp for independent workers? You say, do you need to pay? No. Well, you mean, I'm assuming you mean independent contractors. No, workman's comp is for like employees if you hire them. Okay. Independent contractors, you're dealing with a whole different dynamic. Okay. You're dealing with a whole different dynamic when you have subcontractors or independent contractors. Okay, workman's comp is really like for your W-2 people, like people that you actually have hired on. Now you can't. Now that'll fall under your like liability insurance. So if something happened, like they break something, they do something at the job or something like that, then you can file a claim for your general liability insurance. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Hey, what's up, Cam? How are you? Hey, Fabio. What's your opinion on taking on government contracts? The government is a cheapskate, to be honest. Do you ever act as a subcontractor yourself? No. I'm like really too busy. I don't even really clean. You know, everything that I do is hire with my employees, or it's outsourced to a third party. Do you know about government contracts? Yeah, I know about government contracts. To be honest, man, with the government contracts, to be honest, look good on a resume. But I never had a government contract, but I know people who have. And the government is like really cheapskates. They do not like to pay. They feel like you should be privileged to even clean their facility, especially being around all this secret information or things that you would probably not even know about, or as far as the way the government is ran. So when you have government contracts, a lot of times, man, they don't pay what you think they're going to pay. And it just looked good on a resume. Now, you might be able to pick up other contracts if you say, yeah, we cleaned the reserve building, the Federal Reserve building for our state, or whatever the case is, right? Whoa, you do the Federal Reserve? Okay, sure. If the government hire you, yeah, we hire you, right? But to be honest, the money isn't what you think it probably would be. But it does look good on a resume. It does look good on your portfolio, I should say. Not necessarily resume, but your portfolio of accounts, it does look good there. But I'm not against it because it's money to be made there. But it could be a lot of headache, a lot of paperwork. The process can be a lot longer just because you're dealing with the government. Okay. Again, I never owned or had any personal government contracts, but I do know other commercial cleaners that has government contract and has had government contracts. Okay. So I'm just giving you information based on what I've been told, and that's all I can base it off of. Not personal experience, unfortunately. But I do know the process can be long. Like, whereas I like execute quickly and get in a lot of contracts, usually very quickly. Sometimes dealing with the government, they have other waivers and other things that you have to sign. Their background check is extensive. They do a background check. It's a lot of red tape, right? But I guess once you get in there, it's gravy. So, and depending on the building, you know, like if you're doing the post office or something like that, it might be a little bit easier than if you're cleaning your local IRS office in your state, or your local Federal Reserve office in your state, or your local immigration building, which all will be under governmental contracts, right? So, let me see here. Let me see here. Okay, guys, do you have any more questions, guys, before I let it go? I just wanted to go live. Like I said, I wanted to talk quite a bit about my subscriber, the one that we went out with today, to follow up from the earlier video that I did. It was a great success. I really wish it was a lot better, but the young man did get the gist of what I was talking about. We did some phone calls. I helped him build a script for his own cold calling. And he picked up the contract. He had received the call from my people in regards to the lead generation. He has an appointment next week to do. So it's a good thing, man. It just make me feel a certain type of way. Like my swag is all the way 1,000 when I get things like that, because that lets me know that this stuff really works. And if you only take the time, you put the energy into it, you will absolutely, positively be able to pick up a contract. I swear to God, you will be able to pick up a contract. Now, it might not come as easy, but with practice, as they say, make perfect. You'll never be perfect, but practice make better. I'll put it that way, right? You definitely will improve, okay? And then we talked about spending money, spending your revenue dollars that come in for your cleaning service. Again, I know it's going to be tempting when you're making 10 racks to go out and get another car, a new car. It's going to be so tempted to pick up new clothes and get new Jordans and go to this concert and that concert because you're feeling yourself, because you're like, I get this every month. 10 grand, that's nothing. I get this every, and that was my attitude until it started costing me. Employees, good employees at that, right? Owing the IRS, right? Like you got to make up payment plans that never feel good, right? Because you're not paying. So you don't want to fall in that trap. Again, if you haven't watched my first $5,000 check video, you want to make sure you scroll down my channel and watch it. It's pretty entertaining and educational, to say the least, okay? If you want to order anything from me, you need coaching from me, just email me, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Put coaching in the subject line. If you need lead generation, again, this is just if you guys need it. And it's not something I'm trying to really sell you. If you need it, we have it here for you, only for the serious-minded people. If you're not serious, don't even give us your money, right? If you're not serious, if you're going to get my paperwork and put it on the shelf, don't even order it from me. Don't get it, right? Because I don't want you to feel like I just got your money and you didn't do anything. Again, you get the paperwork, but you have to do something with it. And in order to do something with it, you have to take a certain action. You're not going to get an agreement if you don't go door to door, you don't make the calls, you don't solicit, you don't try to build that traction to put people on paper. Okay? I'm Fabio Hart, the only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART@gmail.com. Okay? You guys can absolutely do it. Just believe in yourself. Take action. It's 2019. You have no excuse. We're in the first quarter. Let's make this shit go. And I'm here to help you. All right? I'm Fabio Hart. Take care, guys.